Welcome to Living Local After Dark. I am Sharice Gomez, and I am joined with the best trio television has ever seen, multimedia has ever heard, and your favorite television host.
Oh, yeah.
How do the kids do it?
No. The kids do it like this nowadays. Or they do something weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm actually going to throw up.
Yeah, I feel like when I try to do this, I feel like I'm throwing up.
I can't. Is that it?
I don't know.
That does look, that somebody's
It's like I'm throwing up a
I know. Someone's going to be like, y'all are on our list now.
Yeah, just kidding. We'll stick to this one. But yes, the whole gang's here. And it's Monday, which means we are downloading all the fun, juicy things that are safe for television for Living Local After Dark out of the group chat. Ladies, how were your weekends?
Mine was interesting. I was doing some home improvement projects, and I installed the hood above the oven, the range.
You did this by yourself. I know you did.
Yes, and it was a nightmare.
Bobisha the builder.
Bobisha the builder.
It was a nightmare, but I got it done. So
love that.
That's what I had. What about you,
Ellen Minnie?
You know what? It was a restful weekend. As you ladies know, I've just not been feeling 100%. So oh my gosh, I've been baking. I've been going on multiple long walks. I would highly recommend a good long walk in nature to like get right with yourself. And I watched a movie. I watched Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is a freaky movie.
I was going to say, that's kind of dark.
It's a dark movie. I watched it with William on Friday, and he was like, I want to watch it with you because you are in news. And I was like, I'm not in this news.
Yeah, isn't it about some serial killers?
It's about a stringer in Los Angeles, aka a freelancer, a freelance photographer who goes and like finds breaking news and films horrible things and then sells it to the stations. We don't do that, by the way. That doesn't actually happen. Sharice is like shook it.
I don't watch these kind of movies.
It was a good movie.
I'm terrified.
It was a good movie. Anyway, it was a restful, chill weekend. So I'm preparing. I'm basically in my cocoon right now. And then this week, I'm starting to get out of my cocoon and bloom into a beautiful butterfly, aka I'll be back outside again.
Yeah, and
with the
streets
perfect week
for it with this weather.
Yes.
The streets miss Ellen Minnie.
I miss the streets.
I put one toe into the streets, and they were like, "Where's Ellen?" I'm like, she's coming. Yes, like she's coming, and they were like, "What are you doing here? You're never here." I'm like, "I know. I've got to fill in for Ellen."
But you were outside this weekend.
I was outside this weekend. I was outside this weekend, and I got my T-shirt to prove it.
Yes.
Hey, the R&B tour.
I feel like I look exactly how the weekend. No makeup, hair pulled back. My edges were snatched back by Usher Raymond. It's a great concert. It's been almost, I want to say 15 years since I've seen Usher live.
Wow.
And it's because life has gotten in the way.
I was going to say, you've been working hard to see Usher live. I mean, this has been a multi-year project.
Literally, anybody who knows me, like I put this on my Instagram earlier today, that literally my middle school yearbook, my high school yearbook, everybody's like, you know, good luck, Mrs. Raymond. So excited for you, Mrs. Raymond. Like, everybody knows I'm a huge, crazy fan. But the last time I went, I was a freshman in college.
I know. I remember when we celebrated your birthday on the show one year, and we had the Usher head.
Obsessed.
And you were supposed to go see Usher.
And a hurricane.
Came.
I was going to go to see Usher in Miami for my birthday. Hurricane popped up. And then the dates that they set for the Make Good concert was on a Monday, and my husband had just started a new job that Monday. And I literally was like, who cares about your new job? It's going to pay for these tickets. My husband's like, girl, I'm going to work. So I'm glad he went to work, you know, got us some money so we can go to this concert. But no, it was a long time overdue, and I cried. I literally cried.
Did you?
It's the hormones.
Which song?
Yeah.
It wasn't the song. He just came out on stage. I was like, can't believe I'm here.
You made it.
I made it. So it wasn't a song. It was just like, I was just happy. I wholeheartedly recommend everybody go to your favorite artist with the love of your life. There's nothing like it. They don't have to be a romantic artist. It can just be, I don't know. It could be a mosh pit band.
You know who I cried? It's the only person I've cried when I have gone to a concert. It's Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried. And we were so far away.
Yeah.
But man,
who cares? Who cares? I was texting my sister. I'm like, this is my Michael Jackson for like, this is the only living artist that I will be like losing my mind for. So it was a great time, but it made me think about today's talker that you ladies covered.
Yes,
This
we like the
afternoon.
inside scoop. Did you see any babies at this concert?
I did not.
Other than the one in your oven?
Right.
Yeah, the baby in the oven. People were like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here pregnant. I was safely tucked away
Right.
from the
Exactly.
crowds.
Right. You were in
And
a suite.
I was in a suite. There was hot food. There was drinks galore. And I must say that the stadium staff at Northwest took a very good care of me.
Excellent.
Like
Nice. Really good.
treated me like a fair Fabergé egg. I was like, "Do you need anything?" I'm like, "I'm good."
I
Just
love
me
that.
and me and the music.
Good.
But I did not see any babies firsthand, but I did see Instagram video at the concert I went to where somebody brought their 6-year-old who went viral for asking Usher for tickets.
Okay.
But they put blindfolders on, and the parents were saying, we know this concert is very mature.
Yeah.
They had to blindfold poor baby for at least 2 hours of that concert. It's
What,
a very
like
mature.
horse blinders?
No, it was literally like a sleeping mask.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's a very
You
mature.
couldn't take her out to concessions during that
I know,
time?
right?
They were
They're
on the
just like-
floor. They were like in front of the stage.
Put the little like, you know.
I don't.
There's a lot of
I don't
butt
know.
twerking and
I don't
simulated
know.
sex.
So here's the thing. We were talking about, Ellen and I were talking about it today on the show. And, you know, I'm never a fan of the parenting police. I think being a parent is hard enough on its own. I mean, we've had these conversations even last week with, I think it was Masa Saba Brown. And she was
Right.
talking about, catching, children before they get too far gone and all of the things that it takes with parenting. And it's just really hard. It's really difficult. All of that to say, I don't know that sort of like the mosh pit in front of a stage is the safest place for a child to be.
That's the
You know?
thing. That's the thing. And the thing
The
that went-
safety factor.
well, yeah, and the thing that went viral for those who don't know is like a mom brought her baby to a concert.
An infant.
An infant. And you said, you said like 6 months. I want to talk about this more. We have to go to break. But
Yeah,
when we
okay.
come back,
Yeah.
I'll give the full scoop. We'll give the full story.
I have thoughts.
Yes,
and
I
I
have
want to be
thoughts too.
devil's advocate. Because I don't like the mom and the parent police either on social media, but let's talk more about this. Let's pay a couple bills so we can stay on this good old air for you guys. You're watching Living Local After Dark. Welcome back. It's Living Local After Dark. I am back with the best trio television has ever seen. Well, I don't know. What's some of the famous trios?
No,
Us.
We're the best.
It's
yeah,
us. Yeah.
I'm
awesome.
like,
Glad we,
Had to clear that one up.
No, absolutely.
Ellen, we were talking all about tots in the stadium.
Yes. You talk about love in the club. You talk about kids in the club.
Kids in the club.
Kids in the stadium.
Babies at Northwest Stadium, babies around the country, all to see the R&B tour or any concert.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Jay-Z's concert happened this past weekend in New York. Thousands upon thousands of people. And I love that, Karina, you talked about how there's a safety risk here, but we don't want to be the parent and the mom police. Ellen, tell us more about this story.
Yeah, so this has been going viral. And basically, a mom brought her pretty young baby, probably 6 months to a year, to a concert. And I believe it was to the Usher concert.
Yes.
Not necessarily in DC, somewhere else. The baby had like those big old
noise canceling.
noise canceling headphones on, so the baby's ears were protected. But the mom was in the pit, so to speak. She was in the crowd. She was hanging out with the baby, and people had strong opinions. Some people said, well, that's okay. She can do what she wants. Other people said, why would you bring your young child to this concert? There's a lot of, as you said, Charisse, simulated sex. There's smoke. There's alcohol.
That's a nice way to put it, yeah.
Yes, who knows what's going to happen. So, ladies, that's what we talked about on the show, and I want to continue to talk about this on After Dark. And I want to get Charisse's opinion, too, since you weren't here to talk about it the first time.
I was, when I first saw the video, I felt some type of way, but number one is like Karina says, I don't like to be the mom police.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many videos, like you could post the most innocent video. I could post a video of Grace sleeping and someone will DM me, be like, that blanket is so close to her nose.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
good
Do
Lord.
you know that's flammable?
Did you know that blanket is flammable? Is that Bible right by her ear? That's flammable. Like it could be the most innocent, random thing.
Yeah.
So I never comment on things like physically comment.
Yeah.
But I will say my opinion on it is twofold. On the first hand, is not the safest, because we've seen stampedes happen at concerts. We've seen crowd control not work out. And I think in this day and age, 2026, we all are looking over our shoulders, whether it be for a gun threat, whether it be for just crowd control, a lack of crowd control, or anything, you name it. Like we're in a war times around the world. Let's be honest. I hate to be like that, but let's be honest. So I don't think it's the most safe environment. However, I share with you ladies a story that happened in 2024 where a mother left her home and left her infant at home for 10 days and the baby died. That story will always stand out to me, because if she would have just taken the baby with her or just called a family friend to watch it, that baby would still be alive to this day.
Yeah, so but how about don't go? Like, where is, like, don't go. She went on vacation to, like, the
Cancun or something
like that. Well, you know what? That's a part of being a parent. That's a part of being a mom or a dad, or even a bonus parent, that you don't always get to do what you want to do. And that's just a part of it.
Yeah. And
don't go.
I will say that. And I've had moms shame me because I have not done any vacation without Grace Gomez. And I haven't done any girls trip. I've been away from Grace overnight, one night for a work trip in 3 years. And that's been by design, because I've said no to trips. You guys know I get invited to stuff. We all get invited to stuff every day. I'm like, nope. Let's take it. Y'all cutting into Grace's time. Yeah. But I think within balance that you cannot forget about yourself. I've had so many moms tell me, Sharice, don't forget about your own happiness and your own fun. So that's where I kind of see where, like, maybe she really wanted to go to this concert, but I've said no to all the Usher concerts the last 3 years. So it's tough for me. But it seems like the baby's happy and healthy and being cared for, getting golden milk in the middle of the concert. So she probably got the best meal in the stadium.
That's fair.
I don't know. I'm really split about this. And I think it's because I'm so protective of moms being shamed on the internet. But to your point, I've said no to the bachelorette trips. I've said no to all those
I'm more
things.
protective, but mothers can protect themselves. We, as mothers, we are supposed to protect our children. And again, I'm not, saying it to shame, but saying it more along the lines of erring on the side of caution and being more discerning about the environments that you are bringing your children into. Because as you said, I think you mentioned like somebody got trampled, and we even looked to in Houston, the Travis Scott concert, Astro World, people died because they were trampled, and there were children there, and children died. Children died in that. And those were like, okay, they're with their parents. They're maybe 5 or 6 years old on the shoulders. And even my parents brought me to concerts and things like that. But then you look at it now, and it's like you do a risk assessment, and I don't know that it's the best idea.
And then also, our parents didn't have the internet. They didn't have access to all these stories immediately like we do. And you do better when you know better.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's my thing. I'm in agreement. I don't like to. Moms already get enough flack. As a mom, you can't do anything right. Okay, everything you do. I
am wrong for being at work right now.
Right,
wrong.
Exactly.
Right.
But you'd also be wrong for not being at work.
Exactly.
So you can't win. So I wouldn't do it personally if I was in her shoes, but I don't want to criticize her. However, here's my thought. Okay, in this scenario, if it was a dad holding the baby with the noise-canceling headphones, what would everyone be saying?
He might be celebrated for bringing the baby.
Oh my gosh, look at this great dad who wanted to go to the concert but had to take care of the baby. But good thing he's putting those noise-canceling headphones on the baby. That would be
if he was giving the baby a beer with a straw, they'd be like, at least he gave him a straw.
At least he gave
him I don't know. I mentioned this on the show. I want to say it was 2 years ago. There was that dad that he took his baby to the Nats game, and then he caught that foul ball, and he had his baby like dangling over, and he caught flack for that.
He should have
because like if that ball came and would have hit that baby's soft skull, forget about it. Or you like go to drop the ball and you almost fall over the.
But that's the thing.
He was leaning far over the thing.
That's the thing, though. The dad had to literally vault himself over
the
fence in order to catch flack. Okay, if a mom brought her baby to the Nats game, they'd probably be like, oh. Anyway, Apparently, we got to go to break.
We got to pay bills. We can talk about this whole show.
I'm saying.
Maybe let's talk about dad guilt versus mom guilt in the next block. Nothing we love talking more about on this show. Well, we'll see. We're going to consult the group chat and see what we want to let you guys in on. Who knows? Who knows? You're watching Living Local After Dark. We'll be right back. Welcome to Living Local After Dark. I am Charisse Gomez, and you already know these lovely ladies, Ellen Minnie, Karina Delgado. We're back on your televisions. You're welcome. It's Monday night, ladies, so that means it is time for the group chat.
Yeah.
Time for the group chat. And one thing Ellen Minnie put in the group chat, we really pull topics for our group chat.
It's straight up. This is not just us calling it the group chat. It is our literal group chat.
It's a cute name, but it's real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. Ellen, let's talk about this because you talked about how, moms can't be right if they're working in person, at home, if they're not working. But there's a bigger story with remote work.
There is. So there was this recent Substack article from the author Kate Mann, and she is positing something really interesting. She is saying that remote work, aka being able to work from home, is a feminist issue. She is saying that not being able to work from home majority impacts women and moms, parents as well. So no doubt dads are struggling as well. But she is saying that the ability to work from home, the flexibility, is a positive for women in general. And she's arguing that there are so many companies that could be doing work from home or flexibility, and we know that's a fact, but she argues that some bosses aren't allowing their employees to do that because narcissism. She argues that bosses who are hostile to remote work environments are self-centered and entitled, and quote, hold on, I'm gonna quote from here. Putting the kibosh on remote work can thus be understood as a feminist issue twice over. It's partially an expression of white male entitlement. I want to control you and I will, and it is likely to have a disproportionate impact on female employees trying to combine the demands of work and motherhood. Ladies, let's discuss.
Oh.
That was hot. That was hot as in, woo, that was spicy. Ladies, what do we think of this? I agree with her.
Have either of you ever had the opportunity to work from home?
Yes,
I don't even know what that's like.
It was amazing.
I have been in the office since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to work remotely on a flexible schedule during the pandemic. Went home during the pandemic. Once restrictions let up a little bit, we worked a hybrid schedule. 100%, I would work that schedule for the rest of my life. I actually much prefer it over than being in the office.
Do you feel like you got the same amount of work done? Or?
Yes, and I was mentally healthier because shockingly, being in an office all day staring at fluorescent lights, not good for your mental health. I know that's crazy to say. Sitting all day, not great for your booty. Also,
it's bad. You'll get Ozempic booty or table booty.
I looked at my butt in the mirror yesterday. I said, "Hello."
You
Where
did
are
not,
you?
Ellen. You did not. Stop it. Don't lie to the people.
But that's
I was like, I would never say that to my butt.
I would never say that to my butt. Only positive affirmations to my booty.
Yes.
I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts.
I can only say about this is that the studies I've seen from the Fortune 500 companies, the Googles, the Apples, who give their employees unlimited access to PTO, unlimited remote access. They have a nursery within the building. They have a cafeteria with unlimited food. They have all these different things that help the employee. Those employees don't even still take full use of those things, but they're also very happy and the retention rates are through the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think happy employees make a great business. And I think employers forget that having happy employees will create better opportunities for them. And if we're looking at just the bottom line, like, oh, I need to make sure we're staying in the black and we're making money. Well, if you have great retention and great talent and great intellect and people are happy and they stay there a million years, you're going to make that bottom line. That's how I think about things. Now, I've never run a company. I've never been an employer, but I think just from a management standpoint that when your employees are happy, I don't know how many ways I can say this, that it's better for everybody. And if working remote helps your mental health, if working remote helps your work-life balance, I say do it. And seldom do you see people abuse it, because I've heard a lot of people during the pandemic work longer hours when they were working remotely instead of clocking out at 5 and getting in traffic and then never clocking back in. So I don't know. I've never worked remote, but I have seen my husband work remote, and he was working around the clock because he just never knew how to clock out. Yeah. And I've heard that similar story.
That is a negative of it, I feel like. I don't know, Karina, what do you think?
I personally, I've never worked from home, but I don't know that I would be able to manage that because my brain is very... it's split in that way. I need to be at work in order to be in work mode, and then working from home or getting anything done while I'm at home is difficult for me because that's sort of like my fortress of solitude and my sanctuary.
Yeah.
And that's how I want my home to feel, is like my sanctuary. So I don't want that to be the place that I work. I certainly, my heart definitely went out to people that had to work from home and felt isolated, during the pandemic. But I think the part that I'm more interested in is women being discriminated against disproportionately with regard to this. So I'd be interested in hearing more on that in the article.
Yeah, and I think the author Kate is saying that especially moms, who have to deal with childcare, pickup. She said, I'm a mom. I have to leave work at 3 p.m. every day to pick up my daughter. It's great I work from home, so I can do that.
And it's really hard. A lot of parents get to the point where, like, if you have 2 or 3 children that are not of school age yet, well, there's no amount of work that you could do in order to be able to pay for childcare for 2 or more children that would offset an
impossible.
Yeah. You would have to make $200,000 in order to pay for 2 or 3 children for childcare.
Amen.
It's it takes even if at least a dual income, and even if it's just the one person with a dual income, that daycare is brutal.
And let's wrap up the show. And I think that all 3 of us can agree on this. And I hate to put words in your mouth, ladies. Let us slow clap single moms around the globe, because that's a slow clap. Like, single moms, you guys make the world go round. I don't know how you do it, but we commend you, single moms. And we also have to commend the mom of Living Local DMV. Where's Mama Janet? Let's shout her out.
We love Mama Janet.
Just shout her out, just because.
She's the best. Mama Janet is the best.
Mama Janet, this episode is dedicated to you. Don't listen to the whole thing. It's kind of crazy.
No, she can't hear me say simulated sex.
No, we don't know.
We can't have that.
Well, she just heard it, Ellen. Shucks. All right, guys, we'll see you. We'll see you next Monday on Living Local After Dark. Into the group chat. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.